So it's not like I've never wanted to get into magic. The opportunity's just never really come around for me to get invested into it. And while that might not seem completely plausible given my situation, it nevertheless means that at any particular second, everything could just be, well, gone. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we are going to be talking about the film Now You See Me 2. Now I saw the first film of this potentially series within the last year. I thought it was fine. I wasn't a huge fan of the plot, but I love the magic effects, and so we have our second one because it did very decently in domestic box office. So how does it compare to the first one? Also, the original cast is returning for this film. We have Jesse Eisenberg right off the heels of Batman v Superman. You can tell because he's still got very, very short hair. You got Mark Ruffalo coming back as the leader of these horsemen, as was revealed at the end of the first movie. You have Woody Harrelson, you have Dave Franco. And newly added to the horsemen is Lizzie Kaplan, who I actually very much liked in this movie because I thought that she added a good amount of humor, which wasn't necessarily shown in some of the other characters. And I just liked her dynamic with a lot of the characters, particularly Dave Franco, because I thought that they had really good chemistry with each other. Also, she just is a very funny person. Main enemy for this film is Daniel Radcliffe, ironically, Harry Potter himself. I kind of wish that he would have been a more opposing force because he just kind of has this business persona to him. He doesn't really do a lot of magic per se. I would like to see kind of like a magic face-off between, like say, Jesse Eisenberg and Daniel Radcliffe. I think that would have been a very cool thing, and maybe a cool tie-in to like Harry Potter if they had like a very small Easter egg or something like that. The magic in this film continues to look very, very good. Those were my favorite parts of the movie, is when we have just magic actually happening by the actors. It just looks very, very cool. Obviously there's special effects which are going to help out with a lot of things, such as like the rain just stopping in midair. But regardless, it does look really, really cool to see on screen. The cast also has very good chemistry with one another. You kind of have to have that in an ensemble film like this. I thought that it all kind of worked very nicely. I thought they all had equal roles, and they were all able to star in their own particular way. The thing which kind of bugged me about the movie, though, is that there are two different stories going on at the same time. While in most films, these two stories would come together and intersect and kind of build into each other to form one singular story, it doesn't really work out that way in this film. We have Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Dave Franco, Lizzie Kaplan, all the horsemen. They end up in China after a stunt that they pull, and they're just trying to figure out how to get out of the clutches of Daniel Radcliffe. And then we also have the side story going on with Mark Ruffalo. The film opens with showing kind of what happened with his father when he was a young child, and just kind of building on that story, and then a side plot with Morgan Freeman. And it didn't really tie into the actual events of the film that much. Like, they do obviously get back together to an extent later on in the film, but it just didn't really seem to make any relevant necessity to the general overarching plot which is going on with our main characters. I just kind of wish that they could have intersected a little bit more. There's also this shadowy organization called the Eye, which is continually being referenced. It's this organization which Mark Ruffalo is kind of getting his orders from. We don't really know a lot about them. Maybe they are explained a lot more thoroughly in the first film, and I just don't remember anything about that. But I just wish we could have seen a little bit more, I don't know, gotten more information about why they are listening to this mysterious organization, and kind of get a little more insight into what this place is all about and what their mission is per se. If there's a third one, I feel like we will get a little bit more insight into this group and maybe like some villainous opposition that they're going against. I did like the ending though. The explanation about how everything kind of came together was very cool to see, as well as the ending magic and kind of the resolution with the plot in the last 5 minutes. Thought it worked quite nicely. But guys, Now You See Me 2, it's ultimately just an okay movie. I thought that the first one was fine, it was okay. This one's pretty much the same thing. It has different plot lines and does a very different thing than just having 3 secret shows and kind of trying to figure out what is going on with these 3 shows. And it doesn't really have that element of suspense or mystery to it. It just feels like very much a group of these thieves who we're rooting for, who get stuck in a bad situation. We are trying to see how they get out of it. It doesn't focus as much on the magic, and I think that's what people are going to want to see in this movie. Not so much the heist aspects of it, but just like the magic that they're coming out to see. So those are my thoughts on Now You See Me 2. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Once again, if you so choose, I'd appreciate it immensely. And as always, great people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, Keep on watching.